What's going on, Junkie Nation? Gorgeous George and Goes catching up with RDR, Reinier de Ridder, who's got a big fight coming up at UFC 326 on Saturday. Of course, as you all know, they're on Paramount Plus now. Make a note of that. And guess what? If you got it, you don't have to pay anything additional. So no more complaining. RDR, welcome back to MMA Junkie Radio. Did we catch you? Are you on your way to the moon, or what are you doing right now?
Yes, both. You caught me, and I'm on the way to the moon.
Can you show us what the Earth looks like? Show us the window. Ah, okay. Nice. So the hyperbaric chamber, it does. Do you feel like an astronaut, though?
Yeah, but I always feel like an astronaut.
What would you have been if you weren't a fighter? I don't know if we've asked you that before. What would be your trade or profession?
I used to be a physical therapist.
Oh, nice. Okay. Have you ever, when you go to the UFC PI and they tell you this is what you need to do, have you ever told them, no, hold on a second, and chime in?
Yeah, that's what I always do, but I do that everywhere. I think I know best at all times.
Oh, you're a know-it-all, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So now, is it to the point where you're a pain in the ass, or do people find you funny?
I don't know. You got to ask people that. I don't know. Usually they smile, so I think they still like me.
Did you enjoy having an additional few months off from the previous schedule you were maintaining? You were finding, resting a bit, fighting, resting a bit. Now you've had a chance to decompress.
Yeah, but it's not really been time off, to be honest. I've just been on the hunt trying to find out what was wrong with my body. So I've been working very hard to get my body back, figuring everything out. So it hasn't been much of a break, to be honest. But it was nice. I've had a good time.
How was the hunt? Did you figure out what was happening, and can you share?
Yeah. So basically, I had a very good look at everything body-wise. And one of the things, most important things, was that my red blood cell count was very bad. So I was like severely anemic in that last fight. And that kind of led to catastrophe, as you guys saw.
And now everything's leveled out and you're good?
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of interesting stuff. Specific like hypoxic training and very, very good, cool stuff. Changed some stuff up with supplements and diet. I've been tracking everything, so recovery, workouts, everything. And I've kind of tried to not push myself to the brink of death every day. So, yes, I'm doing a bit better.
This hyperbaric chamber, what are you going to feel when you get out of it? Remind me what I guess what you're trying to do is it for reducing inflammation or more oxygen in your body? What's going on?
Yeah, all of that. So it's like a high percentage of oxygen you get delivered at pressure. So it kind of goes into all your cells better, and it helps with inflammation recovery. It's very nice, for instance, after hard sessions or after travel. So if you've flown for a long time, this is a very good way to recover as well.
Do you do ice plunges, by the way?
Yeah, but I always did that. It makes you feel nice, but I'm not sure what it does. But it makes you feel good for a couple hours. So I like it. Yeah.
Even in the winter in Holland, isn't it cold up there?
Yeah, it's cold, but it's not that cold. And the ice baths are nice because it really makes you more comfortable in the cold. So like you're never cold if you take an ice bath every couple of days. You never get cold.
How cold do you take it, by the way? Do you know how many degrees in Fahrenheit?
I don't know about your bullshit Fahrenheit stuff, no.
Oh, man. All right. Well, tell me then in Celsius.
Yeah, just like cold, like 3 or 4 degrees Celsius, just above freezing. Yeah.
3 or 4 degrees Celsius? All right, I'll look it up while Goes asks you questions. Go ahead, Goes.
So
like
RDR.
Yeah, it says like 35.
So RDR, as far as going back and trying to figure the puzzle out, how much of it do you feel was like physical and then versus like going back in the gym and retraining different things? Like what was the percentages on all that for you?
No, it was 100% physical. Um, I know technically I'm sound. I have a lot of skills. I know I have everything in order there. I know I'm mentally strong, um, and it just my body just gave out. I had one round, and after that, it just full metabolic collapse. No more energy.
There are a lot of high level athletes in mixed martial arts and in other sports. We kind of grew up with people telling us you should never fight angry or you should never play angry. But some high level athletes have had some of their best performances and they've said, I was just pissed off, man, and I wanted to prove something to the world. How do you feel you're going to take this fight? Like, is a little bit of you angry, or do you think, you have to kind of level out those emotions? Where do you feel?
Yeah, that's a very interesting statement, and it's something I've thought about in the past, and I've read a lot of books about this. And there's a very interesting book. It's called Relentless, and Michael Jordan's coach wrote this. If you want to read it, it's very cool. And he says, and it's something I do agree with, is anger is a good way to get in the zone, but it's very fickle. Is that a right English word?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. It's very, very dangerous to always use anger to get in the zone, because it can be dangerous, can be hard to stay in the zone. So some anger can sometimes propel you to a different level of concentration, being in the zone. But I don't think it's always good to rely on that. So I try not to use anger as much as one might.
He's actually one of the athletes I was talking about. He had a game one time where he said he was really mad at some of the things that he was hearing in the media, and he was able to kind of turn that around. As far as this particular fight goes, do you feel like not just a win, although that is the most important thing, but maybe a finish or some kind of big finish at the end? Do you feel like that can bring you right back to where you were before the last fight and move you back up the rankings?
Yeah, 100%. I think that goes for both of us, for Caio as well. Whoever wins this one and does it in spectacular fashion is right back in the title mix. There's a lot of cool fights out there, and all I have to do is put them away, and I think I'm lined up to get all of those fights again.
Your division has a lot of tough fighters, and Caio Borralho is a tough guy. What do you think of his skill set? And is there anywhere where you would be able to honestly just concede and say, hey, man, I think maybe he's got me here, but I'm better here?
He's very he's very measured. That's what I think his best trait is. He knows when to pour it on. He knows when to take a step back, and that's what he does very well. I don't think he's like amazing anywhere. So he's not like the greatest grappler. He's not the greatest knockout artist. But he is, as I said, very measured, very well balanced.
What happens if you fart in one of those things? Does it smell terrible or
for hours?
What's that?
True.
It's a Dutch oven. Just talking to some media guys.
Okay. I looked it up, by the way. 3 or 4 degrees Celsius is like 37 Fahrenheit. That's very cold.
Yeah, but it's just for a little bit. Like the ice baths, you go in for like a couple minutes. I've exaggerated that as well, and it doesn't work. I did like 10 minutes once, but you feel like shit for the rest of the day. So you just dip in for a little bit and then get out again.
Did you ever try Peruvian food?
You guys try fun.
Did you ever try Peruvian food?
Yeah. I love you guys' food.
Okay. All right. So 37 degrees is cold. You know what else is cold? The interview's about to end, and you haven't given Goes props. He's wearing a Holland jersey, for crying out loud, in your honor, RDR.
Amazing. It looks very cool. Yeah, I didn't even look at the phone because it's very tiny on here.
Let me help you out. I told you I was going to do this last time.
Nice.
You got to upgrade that iPhone 10 or whatever you have.
No,
How could you miss it? Orange. I think of orange. I think of Holland.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're definitely right. You guys have you use StreamYard. My browser, the tiniest thing I've ever seen. So, but it's okay. I don't want to look at you.
We're going to have to upgrade. All right. Our bad. Hey, we'll let you go. Thanks for talking to us on Fight Week, man. I hope you have a great fight on Saturday.